Have you ever sat quietly with a cup of tea, stared out the window and wondered, how many good years do I have left? Not in a worried way, but in that thoughtful, reflective way that comes with age and experience. When the noise of the world dies down and you're left with just you, your body, your habits, your memories, you start to think a little differently about time. Not just how much you have, but how well you're living it. See, the truth is, turning 70 isn't the end of anything. In many ways, it's the beginning of a new kind of freedom. The kids are grown, the career hustle has slowed, you have more time to yourself and more wisdom to guide your choices. But with that freedom comes a quiet question we all carry. How do I stay healthy? How do I make these next years my best years? Well, the good news is, science has some answers. Not vague guesses, but real studied patterns. Over the years, researchers have looked closely at people over 70. People who live long, vibrant lives, and they've found some surprising habits and signs that can actually predict how long someone might live after that milestone birthday. So today we're going to talk about that. In this video, I want to walk with you through 7 signs that, according to science, can tell us something about how many healthy, active years we may still have ahead. And even more important, what we can do to improve them. Because no matter what age you are right now, there are always choices to make and little shifts that can lead to big results. So let's start. Let me ask you something. When you get up in the morning, how easy is it to get out of a chair without using your hands? It may seem like such a simple thing, but believe it or not, your leg strength is one of the strongest predictors of longevity after 70. Researchers found that seniors who can easily stand up from a chair without support, especially more than once, tend to live longer, healthier lives. It's not just about muscle, it's about mobility, balance, and how well your body works as a system. Now, if that's tough for you, don't worry. It doesn't mean it's too late. In fact, the beauty of this discovery is that you can improve your outcome just by working those muscles a little more each day. Leg strength can be trained even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Start by doing slow, gentle squats with a chair behind you. Or stand up and sit down a few times during the day, using your arms less each time. The goal isn't to become a weightlifter, it's to keep your independence. To be able to move freely, reach for things, walk safely, and enjoy your space without needing someone else's help. That freedom is everything. And speaking of movement, let's talk about your walking speed. I know it sounds funny, right? But scientists call it gait speed, and it's another surprisingly powerful predictor of longevity. Simply put, how fast you walk says a lot about how your body is functioning overall. Your heart, lungs, nerves, muscles, and brain are all involved when you walk. People over 70 who walk just a little faster than average tend to live longer than those who shuffle slowly or tire quickly. So the next time you're out for a walk, or even just moving from the living room to the kitchen, pay attention to your pace. Can you pick it up just a little? Does your posture feel strong and upright? Are your arms swinging naturally? You don't need to jog, but a steady, purposeful pace can wake up your whole system. If your steps are slow today, start small. A few minutes of walking in place while watching TV, or stroll around the house during a phone call. It's not about the miles, it's about the momentum. Moving faster trains your body to stay active, alert, and confident on your feet. Now here's another one that may surprise you: your social life. Yes, your relationships have a lot to say about how long you'll live. Studies have shown that seniors who stay socially connected, who have regular conversations, and who maintain close friendships or family ties, often live longer and feel better emotionally and physically. Loneliness, on the other hand, isn't just sad, it's dangerous. It increases your risk for heart disease, memory decline, and even early death. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you need a house full of visitors every day. It could be as simple as a regular phone call with someone you care about, a weekly coffee with a neighbor, saying hello to the mailman, joining a local group or class, even if it's just once a month. Humans are wired for connection, and even just a little bit of warm conversation can remind you that you matter, that you're seen, and that your presence brings something good to the world. Now think about your current routine. Do you spend most of your time in silence? Do days go by without a real conversation? That doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you now know what needs more attention. Start by reaching out. One call, one smile, one visit. It doesn't have to be big to be powerful. That spark of connection keeps your brain sharp, your heart open, and your spirit lifted. When we think about life after 70, a lot of people focus only on their medications, their blood pressure, their cholesterol numbers. And while those things matter, so do these everyday signs. How strong your legs are, how fast you walk, how connected you feel to others. These may seem simple, but they're not small. They are powerful predictors of how long and how well you'll live in your later years. Let's keep going. Now that we've looked at your strength, your movement, and your relationships, there's another sign that often gets overlooked, but it speaks volumes about your longevity. And that sign is your sense of purpose. It might sound more emotional than scientific, but researchers have found strong evidence that having a reason to get up in the morning, something meaningful to look forward to, can add years to your life. People over 70 who feel like they still have a role to play, something to contribute, or a project to focus on are often healthier, more active, and more resilient. It doesn't have to be something grand. You don't need to start a business or write a book unless you want to. Purpose can be found in caring for a pet, tending to a garden, mentoring someone younger, or even just taking care of your home with pride. It's about feeling needed, feeling useful, feeling alive. Think about it this way: when you wake up and you know your day matters because someone is counting on you, or because you're working towards something that lights you up, it changes your whole mindset. You carry yourself differently. You eat better. You move more. You feel stronger. That feeling of purpose literally activates parts of your brain that help regulate stress, mood, and even immune function. Now ask yourself, what gives you that feeling? If nothing comes to mind right away, don't worry. You're not alone. Sometimes when life slows down, it takes a little time to rediscover what makes you feel lit up inside. So start exploring. Try something small. Pick up that old hobby again. Teach someone what you know. Volunteer an hour of your time. Purpose doesn't find you, you find it. One small step at a time. And while we're on the topic of brain power, let's talk about memory. Specifically, how sharp your thinking feels from day to day. Memory isn't just about remembering names or where you left your keys. It's about how engaged your brain is. People over 70 who continue to challenge their minds tend to live longer and stay more independent. This doesn't mean you have to solve complex math problems or learn a new language, although you can if you enjoy that. It could be something as simple as doing a crossword puzzle each morning, reading new books regularly, or even playing card games that require attention and strategy. The key is keeping your brain active, curious, and engaged. Have you ever noticed how time seems to fly by when you're really focused on something interesting? That mental focus is actually good for your long-term brain health. It keeps neural pathways strong and flexible. When you stop learning new things, your brain starts to slow down. But when you keep asking questions, trying new things, and paying attention to the world around you, your brain stays younger. So the next time you catch yourself watching the same shows on repeat or zoning out during the day, pause for a second. Ask yourself, what could I try today that would stretch me just a little? Maybe it's a new recipe. Maybe it's reading about a place you've never been. Maybe it's asking your grandchild to teach you how to use something on your phone. Don't be afraid to feel a little challenged. That's your brain getting stronger. Now there's one more sign we need to talk about, and it's one most people never think of until it's already causing problems: your balance. That's right. Your ability to stay steady on your feet is directly connected to how long you're likely to live. Why? Because falls are one of the leading causes of injury, disability, and even death in people over 70. But the good news is that balance isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you can train. Balance exercises can be simple and even fun. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, walking heel to toe across the room, gentle Tai Chi or yoga movements. Even dancing in the kitchen can improve your coordination and awareness. The more confident you feel in your body, the less likely you are to fall, and the more likely you are to stay active, independent, and injury-free. If you're not sure how your balance is doing, try this. Stand near a wall or chair, lift one foot just a few inches off the ground, and see how long you can hold it. If you feel wobbly after just a second or two, that's okay. It's a sign to start gently strengthening your balance. Do it every day, just a little bit. It will improve sometimes faster than you think. Now, as we look at all these signs, your leg strength, your walking pace, your relationships, your sense of purpose, your mental sharpness, and your balance, you might notice something important. None of them require expensive equipment, special diets, or hours at the gym. They're all about how you live your life, every day, in small but meaningful ways. The real beauty of these signs is that they're not fixed. They're signals, and like any signal, they can change based on how you respond to them. If your balance is weak, you can work on it. If your social circle is small, you can reach out. If your days feel flat, you can look for a spark of purpose. That's the gift of being human. We're always capable of growth, even after 70. And isn't that empowering? To know that your health and your future aren't just written in stone, but shaped by the way you choose to live today. There's still one more important sign we need to talk about, one that ties everything together and speaks to the heart of how long and how well you'll live in these precious years ahead. And that sign is how well you sleep. Now I know, sleep can feel like a tricky thing. Especially as we get older, you might find yourself waking up more often during the night, tossing and turning, or waking up before the sun and not being able to fall back asleep. But here's what many people don't realize. Your sleep quality is directly tied to your longevity. Researchers have studied this for years and the results are clear. Older adults who get consistent, restful sleep tend to live longer and enjoy better physical and mental health. Sleep affects your memory, your immune system, your heart health, your mood, even your ability to fight off illness. Think about it when you've had a bad night's sleep. Everything feels harder. Your joints ache more, your energy drops, your patience runs thin. But after a good night's sleep, you feel like yourself again. You think more clearly. You move more easily. You smile more. That's not just in your head. It's your body restoring itself, repairing damage, and preparing you for a healthier day. If sleep has been a challenge for you, you're not alone. And the good news is, there are small habits that can make a big difference. For example, try keeping a regular bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. This helps your body reset its internal clock. Avoid heavy meals or caffeine in the evening. Create a wind-down routine that tells your body it's time to rest. Maybe some gentle stretching, soft music, or reading a few pages of a book before bed. And most importantly, make your bedroom a peaceful place. Too much light, noise, or clutter can keep your brain on high alert. Your room doesn't have to be fancy, but it should feel calm and comfortable, like a place your body knows it can relax. Also, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor if sleep has become a real struggle. Sometimes, medications or underlying health conditions can interfere, and the solution might be simpler than you think. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a pillar of health, right alongside nutrition and movement. So now we've talked through these 7 powerful signs. Each one may seem small on its own. Your walking speed, your balance, your memory, your social life, your sense of purpose, your strength, and your sleep. But together they paint a clear picture. They show us that living longer and living better isn't just about luck or genetics. It's about how you care for yourself in your daily life. And if you're sitting there thinking, I haven't been doing these things, don't let that thought bring you down. This isn't about guilt or regret. It's about awareness and opportunity. The moment you recognize a place where you can grow, you're already on the right path. Let's be honest, aging isn't always easy. Your body changes. The world feels different. Sometimes it's hard to keep up or to feel like you still have control over what happens next. But here's what I want you to remember. Your actions still matter. Your choices still shape your future. You still have the power to live with energy, with clarity, and with joy. Maybe today that means choosing to walk a little more. Maybe it's picking up the phone and calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe it's turning off the TV a little earlier tonight so you can rest more deeply. Whatever it is, let it be simple, let it be kind, and let it remind you that you are not done yet, not even close. Because here's the thing, you're still here, still breathing, still learning, still capable of feeling proud, making progress, and making memories. Your body may be older, but your life is still yours, and you deserve to live it well. There's no magic fix, no overnight transformation, but there are small, steady steps you can take to tip the scale in your favor, to extend the time you have, and more importantly, to improve the quality of that time. These 7 signs are not just predictors, they're guideposts. They show you where you're strong and where you can grow. And that's really the most important message I want to leave you with. You're not stuck, no matter your age, no matter your past habits, no matter what anyone else thinks. If you're watching this video, it means you care about your health, your future, your quality of life. And that's where all real change begins. So take a deep breath. Feel the strength in your body. Even if it's not perfect, feel the beat of your heart. Feel the thoughts moving through your mind. That's life. That's energy. That's potential. The road ahead is still yours to walk. Maybe a little slower than before. Maybe with more rest stops along the way. But it's your road. And with each thoughtful step you take, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. And really, isn't that what we all want? Let yourself move forward with confidence. You're doing better than you think.